The problem with movies like Chote Bade is that year on year, every year, on Eid or on every special occasion or across the year, such movies will end up in the theaters. And while they end up getting panned by the critics, a lot of people will go in and watch them. See, the problem is I have no such issues with movies like these, right? I spent probably watching 10 to 15 reviews about this movie since the beginning, trying to make up my mind should I go for this or not so that I can make a review. And I decided that my money is better spent elsewhere, or my time is better spent watching Chamkila versus this movie. The thing is, when movies like this flop, then a lot of people tend to lose their money. If their box office success, then the people who end up making all the money is the people at the top, right? The producers, directors, actors, etc. When it flops, well, they don't end up making money, but the also issue is that they're not impacted by the outcome as well. Akshay and Tiger will continue to make movies. If this movie flops, I mean, they will forget it and they will continue to get movies. They will continue to get big projects that is not going to impact their careers. But at the end of the day, a movie which has about 300 crores of budget ends up like this. We've all seen the trailers, and if you check out the reviews, uh, it's a pretty mindless action movie. Again, I have no problem with mindless action. I mean, we're all out there to watch movies of different kind, and action movies are a huge genre in themselves, and I'm a big fan of them. The problem is the lack of the efforts. Right? You spend a little time trying to outline what the movie is about, make the villain a little more interesting, make the characters a little more driven versus this bullshit nonsense macho ness of two dudes trying to save a nation against a threat. A plot that we are very, very well familiar and has been repeated in dozens and dozens of movies across Bollywood and Hollywood. Hollywood is equally guilty of such mindless nonsense. Now, I'm pretty sure that the movie will at least break even, right? If it flops, it's going to be a big surprise. But I hope it breaks even so that smaller theaters or people who are on the lower end of the chain end up making their money versus losing money. A lot of livelihoods are dependent on this. But our Bollywood is so lazy in crafting movies like these, which are so low effort and are so bare minimum in nature, that I question that as audiences, should we be asking a lot of questions? If you've been on Twitter or Insta, you would have seen this video by Basu Bagnani, one of the producers. He expects the movie to cross 1,000 crores. I mean, good luck to him. That's a lot of optimism. I doubt it will end up being over there. All the reviewers that I watched, right, they had one thing to say, that even though there is action, the movie is boring because of senseless dialogues, the same old plot tropes, the fancy action sets that are so far away stripped from reality. Is that you've seen it all, and there's nothing new and fresh in the movie. Year after year, Bollywood tends to make such mediocre movies. We tend to watch them, criticize them, love them, and forget them. But I think what Bollywood primarily optimizes with such movies is collection. They're all out there to just make money. Script gaya til lene, song direction, राइटिंग, प्लॉट गया तेल लेने, अच्छा दिखना चाहिए और अच्छा बिकना चाहिए, and that's all they care about, right? uh, there's a reason all of us go to watch Mission Impossible movies, even though the last one did not do very well, and I think the fatigue of the franchise is setting in. We do not go to watch Tom Cruise's stellar acting. We go to watch the action scenes that he does himself, and that remains the draw of all these Mission Impossible movies year after year. Tiger does the same in every movie, and Akshay, who is trying to reinvent himself after a string of flops, I think can do much better. The movie will end up in theaters. There'll be a lot of hype, a lot of paid comments, paid reviews. The PR cycle will go on till the movie makes a ton of money. if it does make a ton of money, and then we'll all forget about it, and the people on the top will make a bank. But I think as viewers of Indian cinema, as Bollywood, we all deserve better, and we deserve good cinema that's entertaining, that's fun, that at least well thought of. Kuch to effort dalo writing mein. Don't put out lazy dialogues. I think if you've seen the trailer, you've probably seen the movie. There's nothing out there in the movie that will surprise you anymore. It's just a one-time watch where you go to watch it if you have nothing else to do this weekend or the next weekend or whenever you want to watch it. But I think a lot of us will watch the movie when it hits OTTs. This was a small rant, not a review technically, but a small rant about this movie that will probably not set the box office on fire, but is a reminder that the audience is extremely smart and demands good content from our actors, the industry, and has set the standard so high that mediocrity cannot survive anymore in the industry. We need good movies, good cinema, be it in any genre, but we need to put some thoughts and efforts into it. Thanks.